So let me start. We have 2 tracks for drums here. We'll start with this because it's globally just to make drums. This specific instrument that I made you is for house drums, not piano house specifically. But just as a tool, this thing is amazing to know and have. Even if you want to make other styles, it's one of the best ways to make drums with drum racks, which is Selector Kits. So I'm going to give it to you as part of the template. This is a drum rack that is already loaded up with a lot of different samples. So for example, let me create a clip here, Command-Shift-M. Let me bring up the clip. Let me also hit Command-Option-4 to also see the drum rack. So let's start, for example, with the clap. I'm going to put a clap here, here. Let's click on the clap. I'm going to reset the stuff here because I probably played around with this a tiny bit. Let's reset. Excellent. Now, if you can see, every time I click on a sample on a pad here, this change. Each one has its own kind of instrument rack. So if I go to the clap, we see here a sample, which allows me to change the samples that it's currently playing. I can, instead of loading different samples from the browser, I'm just changing the samples here. Okay, let's load a kick here. Okay, and again, I can go to the kick, and here I have the sample of the kick. Okay, and you can, what was it, 26? And you can, of course, load your own samples. We're not going to talk about it right now, but just open it up, open the zone, and change the samples here. I have a whole video just on making your own selector kits. Highly recommend, especially if you're using controllers like the push, because then you have immediate control from everything. So besides the sample selector, we have a lot of other stuff, cool stuff we can do here. Everyone, pitch, decay, all of that. So let's add some hats here. And maybe I'll change the clap to some other clap. I'll maybe pitch up the clap. There we go. Let's go to the hat. Let's choose a different hat. Ooh, this has a tiny delay on it. That's cool. Okay, sweet. Let's add another hat here. No, let's add a shaker. First of all, what's the shaker? Here's the shaker. Let's change the sample. Maybe I'll turn it down, pitch it up. Yeah, maybe something like this. Let's turn down the volume here. You see how much flexibility just with this? I don't need to go back to the browser. Yeah, let's add some shakers here. Maybe we'll copy this. We'll add some variation here. Maybe something like that. I'll highlight these. No, I'll highlight these and I'll randomize the velocity a tiny bit. And I'll duplicate that. Okay, nice. Let's add some percussion here. Actually, before I do, let's create. We'll do it with the 909. Let's add some maybe snares here. Here we have 2 snares. Let's change this snare. Let's turn it down. Maybe pitch it up. Yeah, maybe we'll add some syncopation here. We're already going to add the groove, or 16th groove. And we said we're going to take down the global one because it was too much. Let's listen to it with 100. All right, that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm clicking here again just to show you what it's happening to the notes. But look, when I commit, you see how all the 16th notes slightly move ahead to create that kind of shuffle. Okay, maybe this. Okay, maybe we'll add some rim shot. Okay, nice. Let's create here some percussion, and I'll show you some more advanced techniques of what you can do with this thing. So I'm going to go to the percussion. Now, let's create these 2 beats, I'm going to randomize velocity. So we create some sort of a groove with our percussion. I'm going to solo just the percussion pad. Let's duplicate that. Maybe we'll randomize velocity right here at the end. Okay, nice. Now, because it's a drum rack, we can put effects on individual pads. For example, I can put this sidechain plugin on just the percussion. Okay, nice. Another thing is that we now have the sample selector. I have a knob right here. I have a macro to select the samples. So who said I can automate it or modulate it? So here's a way using these selector kits to create all these kind of random patterns by just automating or modulating the sample selector. I'm going to load under modulators, I'm going to load the LFO. Let's put it just on this pad. And this LFO allows us to take this waveform and apply it to move whatever we want. I'm going to change it to remote just so we can actually see it move and not modulate. Let's map it. And we map it right here. Okay, so now it's changing the samples. Now it's not synchronized right now, so it's gonna maybe be a weird pattern. Right, so I'm gonna first of all synchronize it. Then I'm gonna have a change, maybe faster, maybe sound like this. Maybe different. That's already a cool pattern. Maybe a different wave shape that will jump through the samples differently. Let's listen with our drum. Right, so everything that I change here, will change, give me a different percussion pattern. Let's change the shape here. That's also cool. Everything will be cool. You just play around with this. It's just a way of placing yourself in a place so that you more often will get happy accidents, because again, it's endless. Okay, awesome. And of course, you can add other things. Let's say maybe do some stuff here. Oh, I forgot to mention this super important button, the decay. That's how long the sample is gonna last. So this is decay all the way, which is by default. I took it down. Listen to this. So that's too much. But you can do some really cool stuff with the decay by automating the decay. Let's go back to our hats. Let's choose a different hat here. Maybe I'll take it to hats 2. Because we want, maybe hats 2 is more open hat. That's not the sound we want. We're going to do it with a 909 hat. But just to demonstrate the decay stuff you can do, because I can now maybe stop. Let's listen to just the hat. Right, so there's so much more groove that we can have just by playing with the decay. And we'll do it with the... Here we go. We can do this. Let's show automation. This is the only reason I would prefer taking this clip to the session view, just because if we do this in the session view, we can do all the automation inside the clip, but we don't want to complicate things. We'll just do it as automation here. So every other hat, maybe I'll make it a bit shorter. Oh, and this one we'll have to make longer. Okay, so again, we're just contributing to the groove of this beat. Okay, by automating the decay. Although we're gonna do these hats with the 909. Let's keep it like that. Nice. I want to change this. Maybe let's go percussion. Let's maybe change it to let's try this. Nice pitch. Okay, so much you can do with the drums just with this. Awesome. So we got the basic beat going here. but we also want to add some 909. This is from the Ableton. If you have Suite, it's from the Drum Machines pack. You have it. You can just download it from the browser. But just the 909 here, it's more classic sounds. Put us in a certain vibe of house, which is very popular for the listener because it's familiar. They're familiar with this 909 drum machine sound. So let's just mostly use the hats for now. And here's the open hats of the 909, the famous ones. Okay. Also here, I would highly recommend playing with the decay. So by default, you get it on one-shot mode. One-shot mode, it doesn't matter how long the note is, it's always going to be the same length. So I like to change it to classic mode. Classic mode sustain will be all the way up. Take the sustain all the way down, and then I can play with the decay. So let's automate that. And again, I'm going to do maybe a bit shorter. Wait, let's first of all find the... That's too much. Let's say find the one that we like. Let's see. Yeah, maybe something like that. And then every other one or every first one, I'll make a tiny bit shorter for extra groove. Here. Nice. Here's our hats. Let's also do like a 16th note pattern. I'm going to take this, randomize it. And let's take this down a tiny bit. Duplicate that. Nice, maybe something else here in the end. Maybe this. Let's add our groove, don't forget that. You won't need to in 12.1, but now you just gotta remember. Okay, I'm gonna take down the global amount a tiny bit. Here's with our drums. Nice, and if you want, you can add other sounds from the 909, like a classic snare. We can add maybe some well, let's go to the snare. Where's the snare? Here it is. I'm gonna turn it down and pitch it up. There we go. So just some kind of background fill snares. I hope you can hear them. They're just, again, filling up the mix a tiny bit. I'm going to take and randomize them just a tiny bit. Sweet. These, maybe we want to repitch them. Wait, where are they? Here we go. Let's go controls, transpose. We'll see with the piano and everything. Okay, nice. We can continue and, add more stuff, add transitions, all of that. But let's continue with our music so we can talk about vocals and hopefully a tiny bit arrangement. We'll see how much time.